Good morning, YouTube. This is Spirit Journey. It is approaching 7 a.m. in the morning. I just had this video playing in my room, and it's a YouTuber that he's very knowledgeable about the business of YouTube and monetization. Now, YouTube, like, I've been watching videos now for I think a little over 5 years, but I was so new in the whole field of the internet. No one didn't teach me how to navigate on the internet. I remember in the 1990s, I think I heard heard the name chat room or something. And I remember buying a computer. It was a laptop. It was real big and clumsy for a laptop. I think it weighed 5 pounds. But either way, I remember I turned it on, and back in the 90s, I think it was 96, 97, I bought my first laptop. And it made no sense to me whatsoever. Because again, I don't know where to go. Like, you're out in the middle of nowhere. And I had to learn how to navigate. And I remember, I think it was dial-up. And it made this funny noise when it was going on. Like, back then with dial-up, you couldn't get a phone call and be on the internet at the same time. Yeah. And then they had this thing called, cable. So, you keep your phone line open, and then you have this other device. And I got that other device, that was in 2005. I was a student. I had gone back to college in 2003. And then I had a school project in 2005. And I wasn't able, because I had to collaborate with another student, and to do the assignment, I needed the phone line open. And so I felt pushed to get this, this cable line to the my computer. So we were able to communicate and be on the computer at the same time. So that was the only reason why I did that upgrade, because I was forced to in order to get the assignment done more efficiently, at least. And I didn't have a television, and I still don't have a television. Then a family member told me, hey, there's this thing called YouTube, and they got videos, you probably want to go check it out. Now I remember him telling me that conversation, and I was just told by this knowledgeable YouTuber that YouTube came out in 2005. So it had to be at least no earlier than that. But I think it must have been later on. I'm not sure. But I remember this person telling me that about this thing called YouTube. But again, I still don't know really how to navigate on the internet where anything was. And my first, I think I must have typed in the address portion of a particular person, a channel, someone's channel, but not a YouTube channel. And so I started watching people's websites, but not YouTube per se. But sometimes when I turned on the computer and pressed on the button to go on the internet, you see a whole bunch of stuff And I remember I would scroll through it, and anything that had that looked like it was going to be a video, so it'd be like a picture, something that you click on, and it opens up, and it's usually a video of some type. So that's what I was doing. And I got introduced to different websites. Again, most of the videos I was watching was on someone's personal website. But I don't remember per se how I actually found a YouTube channel. Because I do also remember that sometimes when you press on these pictures, which open up to play a video, and then once it was finished playing, on the right hand side would appear these little videos. It'd be vertically aligned, and I thought, wow. So I click on it. And then sometimes you might want to know, oh, how do I get to that so-and-so's video? I like that. So I would have to go through a whole litany of procedures to try to remember, because I see that based on the one that you click, something else will appear. So no matter what, if you click on that person's video, that selection of videos, I guess based on that one that you clicked, will appear on that right-hand side. So that's how I got started really on YouTube. Not so much because someone told me there was a thing called YouTube and you watch videos. Because for me, I didn't care where the videos came from, just as long as I found one. And that's how it was with me, to be honest. And I think I'm still new with YouTube, even though now, I do have a YouTube account. I have several YouTube channels, I should say, not accounts, but one account, but different YouTube channels. And again, I started my first channel name that I signed up with was, I thought, going to be used for a particular thing. I was still a student, and I didn't have a lot of free time to go on to YouTube. Just like one day out of the week, I might go on go on the internet for just pleasure, just to find something to entertain me. And so at that time when I was a student, I thought, hey, since I'm majoring in this in school, hey, maybe once I'm finished and have that time, because I was filled with a lot of schoolwork and papers and things like that and presentations to do for school. I thought, oh, hey, maybe after I finish, when I graduate, hey, to have a YouTube channel and maybe do videos about, something for nutrition and stuff, or how to cook certain types of food. That was what was on my mind. But that didn't happen regarding that channel. And in 2012, I know I shared this. I was upset about a particular thing that happened in the media about a killing that happened in Florida with this young teenager, a 17-year-old, Trayvon Martin. And it shook me up. Yes, back then, 2011, 2012, I had a radio. I still have a radio. I have several radios, but I don't play my radio anymore. It's been maybe 3 or 4 years since I stopped playing the radio, and just exclusively on YouTube or internet. But I was really shaken up about the court hearing and the conclusion of the trial regarding the killing of Trayvon Martin. I call it a murder, personally. And I felt so emotional. I needed to express myself. And so I said to myself, maybe I can do a video. I had an old computer. I didn't really know how to use it to post videos, but I found I had that function. And so I pressed on it and just started talking, and it was a 40 plus minute video on how I felt, and I posted it at that year. So that's 2012, because the what do you call it? The trial ended, I think, early 2012. It could have been February 2012. I can always look on the date when I posted that video. But either way, that was my first start of being someone who put up content to YouTube. And again, I just did it for emotional release, to be heard. I was really hurting inside emotionally. And that was my first video. It's very choppy, poor audio. But again, I didn't know anything else. I used what I had. And I didn't know about monetization. Okay, this is 2012. And I think monetization came out, I think 2006 maybe. So I was well past the monetization era. People making money. And I didn't know about it. And again, I didn't put up that video for money purposes, to be popular, anything like that. I did it strictly because I was so grieved and I wanted to be heard. I wanted to be heard in the universe. Anyone. I was crying out for help. And again, that channel was not a channel that I even use. And then I slowly started putting up more content. And then I think it was when was that now? I know that I started a new channel deliberately in mind because of what was on my heart at that time. I became, at 2012, very racially aware about myself. And again, I was finished with school, so I had a lot of so-called free time. And in 2012, I was doing the volunteer work to get my feet in the business world, and just to keep me busy. I didn't want to stay at home and do nothing. Also at this time, I was experiencing severe panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And I didn't want to stay at home because I felt funny not doing anything. Here I was busy prior to this in schoolwork and just studying and doing work, school assignments, that I didn't know how to not do anything. And I really needed practice, and I was out of the business world for about 8 years, 7-8 years. And I said, well, let me just at least, if I can't find a job, let me do the volunteer work in my line of work, and get familiar with being with other people, and just start off slowly, because I was a little timid. So that's what I did, and I did that for 9 months. And I was also studying for this licensing exam, so I was still busy, so time went on, but now I'm like being socially aware, racially aware, and so I say, hey, maybe I could start a channel to discuss racial issues in the Black community. So I started a channel called Black Calm Warning. And the very first video I did on that was about being a veteran and how to start how to get your vendor's license, something like that. And so I did a very detailed step-by-step to be more like a public service to actually anyone could follow the instructions how to get your veteran's vendor's license, because I felt there was such a need to be a resource to people, especially your community, what community that is. You decide what community you want to be a part of, that you actually are a member of, So that was my concept. That was my mission, my motive, and I was filled with a lot of anxiety and fear, and I wanted to help us. I help the Black community. I felt like my life depended on it, and I felt that Black people's life was dependent on what I had to say, because I felt that we were just perishing. We were just being gobbled up, and here someone would shoot a 17-year-old unarmed child. And it just turned out he was just coming home from the store. He bought candy and a soft drink. So I was really anxious and fearful for my life and the life of other Black people. And I have nephews who were young like that. The age where certain peoples may be afraid of other young Black males. So I felt like for our safety. And again, not knowing about the monetization. I would say maybe it was 3 years ago. Let's say right now it's 2018. I might have found out something about monetization. It could have been in 2014, 2015, maybe 2014. I was watching this YouTuber. I'm pretty sure it's that person. I'm not going to say the name of the person, but they're very talented, very, very talented and everything. And I just found them fascinating. The quality of the audio, the visual, very sharp and clear. She's very precise, and I like skill like that. But I felt a little funny, like I'm much older than this person. This person also has a creative background in television, and so and she has some training in photography, and a lot of her work, she says, is self-taught, and she learned from others. She asked people how to do this or that, and so she grew too. Her work is fantastic, I think. But I think she mentioned something about monetization. I know I heard something, and I said, "Wow, people getting paid to do this, to put up a video?" But I felt very intimidated. I felt, that negative speech that was going in my head, and that was my problem. And I got intimidated, and I stopped watching her, because I felt, I'm just being really honest. And I share this because if I feel this way, I'm sure some other YouTuber might have had those negative thoughts that went through their mind too. So I want to be honest that, it did pop in my mind. I said, wow, she's so much more skilled than me, and this and that. And I was getting all this anxiety. I stopped watching her because I felt like, wow, this person is maybe 20 years my junior, and here this person is making money. And she got, like, one of her videos, she did a video of her cutting off her hair. And I remember seeing that it made 1 million views. I said, man, I mean, I did a video in 2014 after the fact that I had woke up one morning and I thought about it, and I cut my hair, but it wasn't bald. I had maybe a quarter of an inch on my head. I did it in private, and then I did the video. I said, hey, hello everybody. I cut my hair, and this is it, and it's like a renewal, and I'm on a spiritual journey, blah blah blah, something like that, but nothing like going on camera and with the buzzer and literally shaving your hair bald. I didn't do that. I think for that person also it was a renewal for her as well. But it got her tremendous views, and I think that was one of the first few videos I saw of her. Again, this was maybe 20. Let's see, it could have been 2014, 2015. I forget. But I think she was relatively new on her channel, but she had a lot of good content. That I don't think that was her first video, but yeah, I did see her first video, and even then with her first video, but talent, she had guts and everything, and she did something out on the streets with peoples, to like introduce herself and put a lot of attention on herself, and so to get that initial notice and everything. The reason why I'm getting kind of off the subject, but yeah, I think she was the person that I learned that about what they call monetization. So it planted a seed. I said, oh wow, okay, but I didn't know how to do it. And I remember one day I was navigating on my actual channel site, my account, and I didn't know what all these things were. What they call the behind the scenes with your channel. They have stuff. I still don't even know the terminology of it, but within each channel there are things, a breakdown of of it, and I didn't know what they were, this stuff. And I remember seeing something of I think it said what was that? Something with they even had something about going live, and I know something with the monetization, and then I think so I knew about the monetization, didn't really know exactly how it worked, and then last year, 2017, I said because again I started my channels, what I said, something happened and I got emotional, and then I uploaded the video, and then I decided to create another channel, which is the channel that you're listening to now, Spirit Journey. And I gave information about how I started this Spirit Journey, that the Black Come Warning, I felt I was providing something, information, and then I said, hey, the immaturity I felt that I was experiencing on the not my channel, but about what was happening in the community at large, the social community, not YouTube community, but the community that I was a member of. And I said, this is ridiculous. I said, I'm busting my, I'm getting all emotional thinking that I have to help, and find out people don't care. So I thought, wow. And I also was going through changes inside. I said, I need to, I'm so focused on race. And maybe race isn't the answer. Maybe I have it totally wrong about your concept of what race is, because if you just focus on that, you're not really seeing a clear picture. You're too absorbed, on one thing, and maybe it's being distorted. So I thought about this, my spirituality, and at this time, 2013 was my the last Sunday of 2013 was my last day in church. So by 2014, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to go to church anymore. I'm not learning. I don't feel that I'm learning anything about spirituality. I said, I got to seek what this spirituality is. So I think I started at my channel, Spirit Journey, 2014. It could have been in the spring or summer. But either way, that was the beginning. And again, not really knowing about monetization, but eventually I found that other person, that other YouTuber, that creative YouTuber, and about monetization. So Spirit Journey channel and this particular YouTuber kind of began around the same time. And then it got represented because then I started finding people's videos on YouTube, and they started discussing about, well, they used the term branding and things like that, and it sounded very mechanical, and I still felt intimidated. But I said, wow, I'm not working, and hey, they're making it seem like it's something fun. Hey, I'm already putting up a lot of videos, and it make this monetization thing seem like, wow, hey, maybe I should monetize. So I didn't really know how to do it, but I knew I saw something like within the channel, that section in the channel where you set up parameters or something. So I remember going through that, because I said, I remember seeing something that said something about monetization, and I found it. And I just clicked on whatever I needed to click on. And that's what started. And that was April of 2017. And also at that time, I think that same day, I started a Facebook channel that was designed to showcase my YouTube channels. Because also at this time, how did it go now? Because I was hearing that people's YouTube videos were being pulled down by YouTube, that they weren't getting monetized anymore, and that they could pull your video for whatever reason. And so as a backup, that's why I opened the Facebook and have my videos also aired there. And again, I'm not a Facebook person. I don't really understand how the platform worked. I had a channel before that I closed down a couple of years back, but I didn't really understand how it worked. I don't really feel comfortable with Facebook. I think it's just things that I heard about Facebook. It didn't sit right with me. But I put it up. I said, hey, maybe this might showcase my videos more, and it'll get more viewership. That was my logic. Again, I know nothing about marketing, anything like that. And I think also what encouraged me to press that button to do the monetization was I saw this darling little tree house in Portugal. I mean, it was actually like a house. It was on a platform, and it was wedged between two trees. So it looks like it's actually built on the tree itself, but it wasn't. It was a platform that's sandwiched between two big, gigantic trees. and it was really eco-friendly, and I loved it. And I do have a Portuguese background, and this was in Portugal. And so I said, wow. And it seemed very spiritual. It's being in the center of nature. And that's what I wanted. And so when I saw that little tree house, and I said, wow, I heard about the monetization. I want that tree house. I don't have money to get one. And that's what happened actually. A tree house. And so I said, okay. So I did a video about the little tree house. I show it, and I pressed the button for monetization, and I opened up a Facebook account to showcase those videos. So I think my first video on Spirit Journey on Facebook had the thing with the treehouse. I think that was the very first video that I put on that. And since then, I did, the monetization, and I was learning about making what we call a thumbnail. I remember typing in on YouTube how to do a thumbnail, and people gave it certain advice and everything. And so that's what I tried to do. Sometimes I do the thumbnail, and sometimes I don't create one, and YouTube just takes whatever snapshot to create an automatic thumbnail. So that's what happened there. And so what I'm getting at, I know I'm saying a lot, but to now, I just want to give a background about me and Facebook. And YouTube. So that's what I did. So that I started that in April 2017, and it's now January 2018. And so YouTube now. So again, I was just watching a YouTube video with this person who's he seems to be an expert with monetization in YouTube. He gives information, and he has a lot of viewers. And again, this was the first video that I saw today. I had my tablet next to me when I sleep, and I pressed it when I woke up. I pressed the button, and it has, pops up, any, because I'm subscribed to him, so it pops up, when they issue a new video. So it says something about alert, monetization about, with YouTube. So I was curious. I turned it on, and I'm listening to him, and I was starting to feel uncomfortable again. And that's what this video really is about. Not him per se, but the whole thing about the monetization. And he was giving different possible ideas what you can do. And he used terminology called affiliate. All these terms. And I felt uncomfortable with the terms, because it started to make me feel it's mechanical, and it didn't sound like flesh and bone. It was an abstract to me. And again, I didn't start doing any of my channels for monetization and what people were doing. Yeah, he started mentioning about He tried to explain why YouTube feels it has to do what it's doing, and increasing the requirement to be able to monetize. And I started to feel turned off with the whole thing. Because like some of the things, he was keying my memory on certain channels that I had watched in the past. And one of those memories was, again, I'm not going to mention names or whatever like that. You have YouTubers, they do what they do, and that is their business. But as a viewer, I have a choice. And so, like, one particular YouTuber, I thought she was funny. And I needed a good laugh, Sometimes I do get real serious. But when I saw this YouTuber, and it was just by chance, I started watching her. I think I started watching her for maybe 1 week, on and off. And she had a lot of energy. I thought she was naturally funny. And even her sarcasm, I would just start to laugh. And she was peering with people. Like, I thought she could just stand alone. She was that good for me. She had my attention. But I noticed she started attaching herself with others as, I guess, something to play with on camera. But I didn't feel it was needed. She was good alone. And then when she did something with this person, and she was to, like, I had turned it on and I turned it off right. She was to drink her menstrual blood with this guy, and the guy, I think, is homosexual or bisexual, something like that. And I said, that is nasty. And she's young too. They're both young. Have And I said, I said, wait a minute. Is she doing that for why is she doing that? And again, I'm not sure whether at that point I knew about I might have known about the term monetization. I may have. Yeah. Because it wasn't that long. Yeah, that could have been 2015. And, I said, I'm not going to watch her anymore. Like when I saw that, like, her, the videos on the side, on the right-hand side that would pop up. Yeah, because I would find her videos now. Like, sometimes when you find a new YouTuber and you watch one of the videos, other videos of theirs also pops up. So it seems like YouTube, shows you certain types of videos based on what you've clicked on in the past, in the past. And so her video, because I saw one of her videos, other videos started popping up of hers. And then I did find her channel too. And yeah, so I would say, okay, let me see what other stuff I haven't seen. And I was just entertained by her. She was very outdoorsy, she would do things outside, and she even was getting family members like her mom and her sister with her. And but when she did that thing with this guy, I said that's nasty, and I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, so I started really wondering, hey, what is this all about? And I also noticed with myself, I felt that maybe my motivation was changing. Yeah, I felt inside. I started to feel that money was an issue. Make money. And again, I never made a penny yet on monetization. I got zero from YouTube, and so it's not even a year yet. But it is set to monetization. And I start wondering, do I really want to do this? I don't, because I don't want what I do to be focused on what I can do to make money. Because how you start to act maybe. And that young lady who felt the need to do that, it's like let's shock the audience. Let's shock you. Let me do something. It seems like the young people, the ones in their 20s and 30s, They're doing things like that. Let me shock you. And then I had even visited a relative last month, and she has a television. See, I don't have a television set, but I went to visit this relative of mine who has a very big flat screen television, and she's playing a TV show about decorating your home and everything, and I like things like that. And it was the first time I ever saw this couple, husband and wife, and they have a child, a little child, and the husband started to eat, I kid you not, eat a dead, what I call them, water bugs, those big giant roaches, and then open his mouth and he I'm not even go in detail about that. And I remember how repulsed, and this was just last month. And so my seeing that last month, and then the YouTube video that I'm just watching just now about YouTube's changing its policies regarding who can monetize or not. I'm really thinking, is it worth it? I don't want this to be the race to be vulgar or to act. Yeah, I want to be me. And then I think that's also why I'm doing this, started this channel, is because I want to try to find out who I am and about what I call reality. Because in 2014, coincidentally, I got introduced to a paradigm shift from this other YouTuber that I was following. And it kind of shocked me, to this awareness on what is reality, what makes me, and what I thought what made me, and the Bible. And so I got on a quest. So really by 2015, this real new journey about my environment. And so I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there, eat bugs to get people to watch, or to say certain things to get people to say vulgarities. I mean, to be nasty. I want content. I want things that people can think about. I've always been a thinker, always. Even when I was in my darkest state of mind, it's really turning me off. I don't want to get into. We all gotta see. That's what's bothering me. That I'm dependent on. We have to pay our rent. We have to pay our mortgage. We have to buy our food. And I remember even, I think it was last year, I did a video how to get out of this matrix, how to not be dependent on money. Because it makes us do anything, some of us. And I think that's my real fear. That I realize that I'm dependent on money to survive. And someone had said one time in a video that, how did they say it? That we're not born with money in our pocket. We're born naked. And money, paper money, is relatively a new concept. You don't see animals with money in their pocket. They don't have it. You have what they call tribal societies that are in the middle of nowhere. And they don't have money in their pocket either. They live part of the land. They live with the land. And I think that's That's how it's supposed to be. But we got trapped in this artificial world, and this artificial world is causing our problems, I feel. It's causing us to kill for money. It's what's causing the problem in the Middle East. They say with the oil, it's about oil. Oh, I need oil to heat my home, to drive my car. But we didn't always have oil. We didn't always have cars. I think the automobile might be like 90 years old or up 100 years old, something like that. It's relatively new. We didn't have it. We didn't need that oil. We didn't need it. So I feel that this illusion is tricking us to think that we need certain things. And now with television or now the internet is saying, okay, we watch the screen and we impulsed on this, what they call the commercials and everything. And that's also why I don't have a television set, because I was tired of the commercials. I was tired of the commercials and the television shows that reinforced negative images regarding black people, women. It was showing young adults as really bad people. I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was shaping society. And so that's why I'm not in a rush to get a TV set to watch the movies. And then now with YouTube, they have the commercials. And some of them I don't agree with. And I said, wow, here YouTube is telling me, because I used the word terrorism or racism or something because it was a discussion, because I live in an area where they had all those bombing things. I live in New York City, because remember they had that thing with the cars, people running over people deliberately with the car, and then the thing in Times Square with the person who's bombed and went off partially. And so I did the video to like an FYI. I say, hey, I live right here, and this is what happened. And I wanted to show you, hey, this is where the neighborhood looks like where this thing happened. Or a comment about it. There was a thing that happened in Central Park, and I'm near Central Park, so I did something on that. I didn't monetize then. I didn't have the monetization early. What was that, 2016? Yeah, I didn't have that then. So it's like it's getting out of hand, and sometimes I feel emotionally that something's not right inside of me. I feel like I have to get regrounded and really make my new priorities, because watching this new, this particular YouTuber who is an expert about YouTube and the monetization, I feel it's getting mechanical, and I want to be real. I want to be real. I want anyone who's watched my videos to hear someone that has something to say, that wants to share what's on their heart, who's learning, who wants to understand what's going on around them. I don't want to get like television and things like that. I don't like how I feel now. So that's all that I really want to say right now. And I hope you people there in who are listening to this audio understand, and I really wonder what your thoughts are on the matter. Do you like the trend of media? How people, laymen, just regular people now are going on YouTube, or who knows, maybe it's going to be other channels, other companies that set up a type of YouTube, and that you could get monetization or whatever, and the things that you post up. What are your thoughts about it? So this is Spirit Journey, and let me know what you think. So you can comment below, and you can share this audio with friends and family members, and you can subscribe and to give me the thumbs up. Thank you again for watching. For listening. Bye bye.